ready.
Well, then don't fuck up and don't fuck yourself. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Rude Cooking School podcast. I'm your host, John Hauser III, and with me, between two big, beautiful golden mounds of sewage is...
Evan the Mayor. Woo! Wow.
Hey! What describe to the people out there in audio land what your background is on this Zoom meeting.
My background is the wastewater treatment facility that straddles the line of Essex and Dundalk, Maryland. If you see it from a distance, it looks like two golden boobs sticking out of the ground, and the smell is wonderful.
I'm still convinced that it's like what's her name? Minerva Z?
What?
Transor Z's the female version of Transor Z.
Okay.
Do
I
you
have
not,
no idea what you're talking about. No.
You never watched Transor Z when you were a kid?
No.
Is that before your time, I guess?
Maybe?
They played it on Channel 54 in the afternoons. It was like a anime where Transor Z had like a boomerang thing that he'd grab off his head and throw to things. But the Minerva Z had missile titties.
Okay.
And it was amazing. And young John Hauser was like, I kind of like that. It does a thing for me.
So I went to the movies not recently. It was like 2 years ago or so. Actually, it wasn't for a movie. It was for a live
Minerva X, I think is it. Sorry,
that sounds familiar, but it was for a Edgar Allan Poe like live theater thing.
I remember we talked about it.
Yeah, and the instant you get out of your car near Golden Ring Mall or whichever mall we were at, I can't remember. Man, that whole fucking area just smells like eggs. It's very bad.
It's rough. And it's funny because it's beautiful. Like the design on it is so fucking cool.
It's very interesting.
I mean,
apparently the facility is so poorly run that like the state is taking over it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The state's hiring a bunch of like contract support to make sure that the place doesn't dump massive amounts of raw sewage into the surrounding waterways.
Oh, God. That sucks.
Yep. Always an embarrassing story on behest of Baltimore City.
Yeah, great. Yeah. Maybe, I don't know. I'm kind of looking up like Minerva X.
Okay.
Minerva X is the name.
Uh-huh.
I think it's another robot that had boob missiles.
Okay.
So, yeah.
You want to have a fun time? Look up the time that the
Aphrodite A is her name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look up the time that the wastewater facility was overrun by spiders.
Oh God, no! What?
Yeah.
I do remember. I remember that. That's right. People were taking pictures of it, and like the whole ceiling was like covered in spiders.
Yeah, spiders and like spider
right.
webs that just covered the entire interior of like the entire facility.
God,
it was
like,
an academic paper. I don't know.
Like, how do you let it get to that point?
Right? Yeah. How do you not notice on day 2? Like, hey, there's a lot of spiders in here. We should do something about that.
How do you not notice on day 5? Like, hey guys, there's a lot of spiders here. Like,
it seems like there's more spiders here than yesterday.
Yeah, it seems like there's more spiders than in this whole community. We might want to get a flamethrower. Or hey, we got like all this raw sewage. We just spray a little bit of this, light a match. We're good.
Right. Well, I wouldn't do that in there because there's probably a lot of swamp gas.
Then it would shoot off like missile titties.
Missile titties.
It like off into space and shit. But yeah, like the design, the outward design of the waste treatment plant is really cool. Like, you know, I think it's cool looking.
Yeah, it's 2 golden domes with a skirt around them. It's weird.
Yeah, could be 2 boobs. Could be 2 like tan or circumcised penises.
Sure.
Or really weird mushrooms.
If you're gonna go the boob route, it also does look like there's like a milking device on top of it. The black thing.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
I mean, that could go for penises too. So.
I mean, milk's a food, and this is a food podcast, so we finally got there.
How's it going? How you been? What you been doing food-wise?
Well, I'm in the home stretch for wedding planning. I'm getting married in like 17 days, and
Oh shit.
I decided that I didn't want to deal with or think about cooking dinner. So we went ahead and got one of those like meal in a box deals. Most of them, it's like, Hello Fresh. We send you the ingredients, and they're very easy to put together, and then you cook them. This is basically like a TV dinner, but like good.
Yeah.
It's got, I don't know, pasta primavera, chicken and cream spinach, but it doesn't taste like shit. And it takes
That's good.
2 minutes. You microwave it and it's ready to go. I mean, most of these I'm just pouring them into a bowl and mixing it all up and whatnot. But I think we're in the first week and a half of getting it, and if you use a promo code that a friend gives to you, it's free. So I was like, all right, yeah,
okay.
we can do that. So on our podcast, I mentioned it, and I've been spreading the referral link so that in the hopes that we can get some free boxes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to give it out, I don't give a shit. We're not getting any money for it. But,
yeah, it's not like a promo code where I would say like CTB 20 or something like that.
Oh, gotcha.
It's just a link.
Right. I thought for a second you were going to say you got one of those specialty toaster ovens that you scan the food and put it in there and it automatically
That is exactly what Brian Levy thought when I mentioned it on my podcast.
Yeah.
And I forget what that thing is called, but I think it looks so neat. It's like this little toaster guy.
It's called The End of Thinking and the Decline of the Western Civilization. That's what it's called.
Yeah. But I love the idea that it has like a computer chip on it that that the little toaster oven reads, and it's like, you are now eating chicken parmesan.
Yeah, it's got to go 425 for 10 minutes.
Right.
Like, okay, I'm good.
It does seem like as a device, it would be ideal for something like a college dorm.
Yeah, it's really for clueless people.
But
that don't know how to
or
cook.
Or people on the go. I also can't imagine that it's...
I know.
The meals have got to be pretty expensive because these Factor guys...
I say it every time because you got to buy a dedicated goddamn toaster oven for the thing.
Yeah, if you're buying a device, it's probably one of those things where you're just like leasing the device.
Maybe.
Or some
it's
bullshit.
It's like buying an easy bake oven for adults.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's bananas. And... honestly, I live a pretty hectic,
I'm a busy guy who's on the run.
Yeah, I got a lot of things going on. I got a lot of balls in the air. I'm a busy guy. I'm juggling life and a job and a band and a podcast. And, I do things and a kid and video games and whatever. But, like, I can't imagine not being able to just, at the very least give myself an hour to sit down and eat a meal and like just cook for like maybe 20 or 30 minutes and then sit down and eat it. Like,
but you really enjoy cooking. I mean, I like it too, but
and I can understand not liking it, but there's a difference between not liking it and neglecting the ability to feed yourself.
Sure.
And there's a big pushback against eating lately. I don't know if you've noticed that.
Just
we're like, and it's being pushed by like tech bros and shit where they're like,
tech bros,
eating's bullshit. Like, all you got to do is sit and code, or like nobody's got time for that.
You got your bottle of Soylent, and you drink one of those a day.
Exactly.
I have 7 bottles of Soylent in my fridge.
Do you really?
Yeah.
What's that shit taste like?
There's lots of different flavors. I have the chocolate.
Is it all like baby flavors?
No, I mean, no. I mean, they got chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, and then I think they have mango, and they have
That's
a couple
baby flavors. I mean,
right.
like they don't have like spaghetti carbonara or something.
Right.
Like, I don't know.
Spaghetti-o flavor.
here's
pasta primavera flavor.
Here's your steak au poivre. Fucking soy.
Foie gras.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm too much of a sensualist to not want to enjoy things. Like,
yeah, and that's one of the things about these Factor meals is like it's really good if you're just kind of like, I don't feel like cooking for a while. But
and that's That's fine. I understand that.
But the portion is very, very specifically sized so that you eat it and you're like, I guess that was enough food. Yeah, I
Right.
guess.
Yeah, that I just ate. So that's good.
Yeah, I mean, I've been eating them all week basically, and I after I have one, I'm like, I'll have some gummy bears, but I'm done basically.
I ate a big salad last night, and then like an hour later, I was like, "Yeah, I could have some peanut butter and jelly on toast. That'd be good." Yeah, I made I've been trying to make simpler things, and simple for me is like I'll make my own blue cheese dressing, like, and then just have a salad. And the other day I made a bunch of steaks for some people, and we had a couple steaks left over, so of course steak salad, which is one of my favorite things in the world. So made the blue cheese dressing, had a bunch of leftover baguettes, made them into croutons, and then steak salad.
Nice.
Yeah, dude, homemade blue cheese dressing is like one of the easiest things in the world, and it's so good compared to like what you buy in a bottle. Like it doesn't even taste the same.
Mm-hmm.
Just one of those things that like, you just, and it's all food processor things like mayonnaise, sour cream, or I used instead of buttermilk, I used like Icelandic yogurt. It's like really tangy. And then blue cheese and salt and pepper. Boom, you're done.
All right.
Yeah, it's really good.
I bet it is.
It is. It's great. But yeah, we had people over and I made a bunch of steaks and wild rice and chimichurri sauce, and it was like one of those nights. Oh, and then we had salad, but with it, but not steak salad. It was like one of those things. Like when you get done, you eat salad. You're like, eat the dinner. You're like, oh wow, this is like everything was really good. Like everything came out properly. Grilled some steaks. Everything was good temperature. You know how you like finish a dinner and you're just like, no notes, feel good. like normally I have something that I pick at, but nothing. I felt great after. It was awesome. It's like a good Saturday night.
Nice.
Yeah. Then the other things I've made this week, I made some tuna salad, which I hadn't made in forever, and that's been getting us through the week for lunches. How do you like your tuna salad? What do you like in your tuna salad?
I don't like mayonnaise-based salads.
What?
I can tolerate maybe a very light mayonnaise chicken or tuna salad, but I don't like it.
Well, it's not thick though. Like it's my tuna salad, and this doesn't sound appetizing when I'm about to say this, but my tuna salad is a lot more wet.
No, it doesn't sound. I don't like
I
it.
know. Yeah. So here's my tuna salad. For the base, it's mayonnaise, sour cream, a couple squirts of Dijon mustard, couple squirts of like sriracha or whatever you want there. I think I used harissa actually.
And then almonds and raisins.
No.
Or walnuts.
No.
Tuna Waldorf.
And then that's the base of the, just like the salady part. But then tuna undrained. And then on top of that goes very finely chopped celery, very finely chopped onion, a bunch of hard-boiled eggs, the whites and yolks separated. Whites are chopped up. Yolks are blended into the mayonnaise base, so it thickens it all up. And then chopped up dill pickles.
Okay.
And then mix that all together, let it sit. It's fucking amazing.
I had a bunch of leftover green beans and I pickled them this week.
Oh yeah? Right out of the can?
No, they're fresh. They were fresh.
Somebody's had to have done that.
Ew,
right? Like,
God, it's all soggy and what? Ugh.
Pickled green beans.
They
out of
just
a
melt
can.
in your mouth.
Oh, well, that's cool. I love pickled green beans.
Yeah,
they're really good.
I made a whole mason jar of pickled red onion. Fucking goes on everything. It's so good.
Oh shit! I forgot to tell you because I talked to Jenny about it last week. 2 weeks ago, I made jerk chicken.
Okay.
And I bought like a bag. You know how like you get grapes and they come in those bags with a handle?
Yes.
Well, I bought a bag with a handle of habanero peppers to use, because I had to use like 6 or 7 in the jerk chicken. So I had like 13 or 14 left over.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, what am I going to do with them? I'll just make some like chunky hot sauce. And then I maced myself for about an hour making it. But what was left over is awesome. And I gave one big jar away, but it's which I was like, please take this. I know you like spicy stuff. It's so fucking spicy, but it's so good. Like it's just all you need is like a bloop and then dunzo. It's great. You would have been proud of me.
Sounds good.
I'm still tempted to like put it in the Vitamix and then like blend it to just make it a sauce instead of just like a bunch of chunks of stuff suspended in vinegar, basically. So
chunks.
Yeah. I also made chicken and dumplings this week, and that was interesting. Was really proud of that. Came out really well. And then tomorrow, Crosby's got a dance, a school dance. And as usual, all the parents hang out at our house, and I'm going to make a bunch of pizzas. So after I get off the call here and post the podcast, I get to prep pizza stuff. Grating cheese and making sauce and
could
meatballs
be worse.
And no, I love doing it. It's just like,
do you pre-bake
cooking
your
until
dough
1.
a little bit before you finish it?
No, absolutely not.
I kind of have to because my pizza stone, I don't have any good way of transferring the whole pizza onto the hot pizza stone. So
you don't have a peel?
No, I don't.
Fuck, are you a fucking Philistine? What's going on?
I don't have a whole lot of room for extra gadgets.
Wah!
Sorry.
You got a whole house.
No, I don't.
Just put it under the goddamn couch or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Put it on top of the cat box or something.
Yeah, that's where it
you
goes.
Got space. Hang it on the wall. I mean, there are small ones. Like I've got 3 or 4 of them. I'm lousy with pizza peels, but you can also, do you have sheet pans?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just use the bottom of a sheet pan, the flat side, not the side with the lip. Those work really well, actually. I've had to do that before. You just put some cornmeal on it and then, it slides right off, and it's nice because it doesn't really stick too much sometimes with
Hopefully.
those. Yeah.
Because that's the part that I hate.
Yeah, that's a pain in the ass part. If you want to if you want to like get a little insurance, if you have any spray oil or just like, a little drop of olive oil and then rub it in with a paper towel just to get a little bit of, sheen on it, and then put the cornmeal down and then put the pizza dough on that and then put your pizza's toppings on and then it comes right off.
Choo, 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 choo.
Yeah. But yeah, the pizzas I'm doing tomorrow are sheet pan grandma pizzas. So, which I find so much more easier with a crowd because I'm honestly like, those are the pizzas that I go to the most. And basically, tonight I'll make a no knead dough, let it sit overnight, and then before I make the pies, divide it, take a sheet pan, really put a lot of olive oil in there, and then put it in with your hands and get it all in the grooves and crevices and corners and sides, and then put the dough in there and pat the dough out. And it'll take a couple times because it starts getting a little tense and pulling back. But I'll be doing 4 pizzas tomorrow. So as I move, after I'm done the 4th, I'll go back to the 1st and then push it out to the sides and the tops. So it fills up the sheet pan, and then you just let it rise for like 30 minutes or something while you're prepping whatever, or you're heating up your oven, and then top it however you want, and then just throw the whole sheet pan in the oven. And then what happens is, like, have you ever had Matthew's pizza?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that, or Detroit pizza, where basically the olive oil fries the outside of the dough.
Right.
So the dough gets really, really crispy on the outsides, and then it's really nice and fluffy on the insides. It's a good way to make pizza.
That's
and
I want that.
yeah, and instead of like trying to do a pizza at home where you're like, oh, I want a Neapolitan pizza, like you can't get a Neapolitan pizza proper in your house unless you have like a 900-degree oven, which nobody does unless you're super duper rich. So like I recommend, I'll send you a link, or I'll just take pictures of a cookbook for you to give you the proportions, but it's really easy to do.
Cool.
And they're great. Like, so I made the mistake last time of making crab cakes for everybody, and they were all pissed off that I didn't make pizza. To be fair, they were
ungrateful bastards.
To be fair, they were crab with a K cakes.
Oh, okay.
But they're still delicious and amazing.
And you're so proud of your crab with a K cakes.
Everybody was like, "These are awesome," but it's kind of hoping you make pizza because nobody else makes these kind of pizzas. And I'm like, okay. So the pizzas I'm gonna make are cheese, then pepperoni. One with instead of tomato sauce, both of them have tomato sauce bases. The other one would be a pistachio butter base with cheese, and then sausage and red onion. And then the last one, I think I'm gonna do a meatball, but then I could also do a like garlic oil, cheese, and sliced lemon.
Okay.
Which is really, really good. And if they're these seedless lemons that they sell now that are fucking awesome, and then you can just slice those and not have to pick all the seeds out. It's really nice. And they're great to just make cocktails with because you're not straining seeds in your
lemon
drinks.
Technology.
Oh yeah, it's totally given. Like I'm probably gonna grow a third arm out of my neck, but whatever, it's fine. Yeah, pizza's fun. Pizza's great. Brings people together. They love it. Okay. Do you want to get into some food news?
Food news.
Oh God, that was aggressive. I like it. All right. So I have a bunch of stuff to talk about. One is Subway is releasing a Sidekick bag.
Okay.
That is capable of storing 3 footlongs at once. So when we were children and you would see like a movie with an architect, because everyone that was successful was an architect in movies in the 80s and early 90s. They always had that container that they would put their plans in and then put the top on.
Yeah, the tube.
I'm talking about blueprint case. I've got a bunch here. But it's basically that for your subs. So here, let me share a picture with you and let you see what this looks like. There you go. It looks so
It looks like a missile launcher.
Yeah, it looks like you should be like shooting fucking, pretzel dongs or whatever behind
Do you absolutely love Subway footlongs? I don't mean it in a sure I could eat one kind of way.
Okay, you can't read that. You don't read my copy.
Do
you like abs? No, I'm not gonna read that. So on Subway,
it'd be great if it has like a strap that you can put it around.
It does have a strap.
You can put it around your body.
It
so
does.
You're just carrying it around this tube of sandwiches.
So on Wednesday, Subway announced it's giving away 100 limited edition Sidekick safes, which resemble a blueprint tube to help the ultimate footlong fans keep their footlongs safe, because that's what everybody's worried about.
Yeah, they'll give one to like fucking Taylor Swift, who's never had a Subway sub in her life.
Yeah, that'd be the people that get it, right?
Yes.
So in January, Subway unveiled its line of Sidekicks, a collection of 3 unique sweet snacks That I meant the pair. Oh, so that's what it is. Okay, so that makes sense. Wait a minute. What?
What's going on? What's happening here? Did you read these ahead of time?
Maybe. Quote, Subway's culinary team spent a year perfecting the recipe for its foot-long cookie. The thick,
No, they didn't.
gooey,
No, they
and
did
packed
not.
with so, okay, that was the chocolate chip dong, pretzel dong that was behind it. Yeah, so that's...
I listened to a podcast where they ate all three of those, the churro, the pretzel, and the cookie, and they said the cookie was like the only decent thing.
Oh, which one was that?
Huh?
What podcast was it?
It's called The Doughboys.
Yeah, Doughboys, yeah. So yeah, so they're doing a foot-long churro, a foot-long pretzel, and then the foot-long cookie. So, yeah, they're giving it away. They've already given it away, apparently. So,
yeah, I
just thought it was really super weird, and now I'm disappointed because I actually thought it was for the subs.
It's just for the stupid $5 foot-long pretzel.
Yeah.
That's
dumb.
fucking lame. I think if they did
I would
for
want
an
to protect
actual
my
sub. Yeah, if
they
they did it for the subs, that'd be much better.
If you bent your churro, who gives a shit?
Right.
It's still a churro.
It's a fucking churro.
It
wasn't made by a sandwich artisan. That's bullshit.
AI made that. Speaking of AI. AI alligator? No, I'm kidding. Alligator, beaver, and capybara are all good to eat if you're a Christian and you're worried about Lent.
Okay.
So
they don't count as meat?
Well, no. They're considered... So here's the thing. If you're unfamiliar with the parameters of Lent, here we go. Lent is a 40-day period prior to Easter that many in the Christian faith use as a time of reflection and prayer. In 2024, Lent runs from February 14th to March 28th. During that time, those who observe may also abstain from luxuries, like, no chocolate, no smoking, no alcohol. They do that. Or personal habits, and also refrain from eating meat on Fridays. However, quote unquote meat is somewhat of a tricky term. So in 2010, one inquisitive Catholic in Louisiana wrote a letter to his local archbishop asking for clarification.
To the Pope.
Yeah. Hey there, Pope. I guarantee I could eat some of these crawfish. Is that
got
okay?
a lot of nutrient in here.
Have you ever seen me eat a gator? I get these gators on my backyard. I gotta eat them though, because if I put their skulls out, the rest of them don't come around.
They ornery.
Yeah, they are ornery. Specifically, if you could continue to enjoy alligator meat on Fridays. Concerning the question if alligator was acceptable to eat during the Lenten season, yes, the alligator is considered to be in the fish family. Archbishop Gregory M. Amon wrote.
These fucking taxonomic geniuses over here.
Yeah, right. Amon also noted his agreement with the letter sender's love of alligators, adding, I agree with you. God has created a magnificent creature that is important to the state of Louisiana and is considered seafood. Other Catholic sources agree, including the Holy Spirit Parish, a Christian community based in San Jose, California. Quote, abstinence law. I don't care if they're in California. Everybody's fucking
they're all
from Louisiana right now. Abstinence law consider that meat only comes from animals such as chickens, cows, sheep, or pigs, all of which live on land. Birds are also considered meat. So, great, thanks. But the community does note that these same shellfish, aka all you can eat lobster, may be considered a luxury, which is a no-go. So, they're saying abstinent does not include meat, juices, and liquid foods made from meat. Yeah. Such as chicken broth, bouillon cubes, soups cooked or flavored with meat gravies or sauces, as well as seasonings or condiments made from animal fat. They're technically not forbidden. There's a lot of loopholes here. Sure. I love talking about weird religious like do or do nots, because they will try everything to get around that shit.
Oh, sure.
Like just don't Just don't. Just eat some vegetables. You're literally allowed to eat fish. Just eat fish. Like, what the fuck?
Well, alligator is a fish.
Well, apparently. Have you ever had alligator?
God, yeah, a million years ago, back when Gampy's was open, they had like gator bites, gator tail.
Gator bites are delicious.
Yeah, I'd have them. Oh no, I probably had them sooner than that when I was in Louisiana, but I was probably really drunk. So
it's the same for me. It's been a while, but I remember really liking it, being like, I would like to get more of this. So this leads to other technical questions. Restrictions vary by religion or diocese. So if you have any concerns and you're actually worried about this, check with your local church authorities. I don't know why this is so regional. Like, the fucking Rome should just be like, alligators, good. You know, like, and then everybody's like, okay. But as the Catholic News Agency explained, turtles, snakes, iguanas, and tortoises are fair game as well. And according to Scientific American, in the 17th century, the Bishop of Quebec told everyone they could eat beaver meat on Fridays too, since they swim in the rivers, along with capybaras.
So that means they're fish.
Yeah, along with capybaras that are living in South America.
I can swim, Greg. Am I a fish?
Snails fall under shellfish, so do escargot. So, yeah, you can eat all those things. So eat like escargot and snail stuffed capybara. Or you could do like a, what do we got here? We got a beaver bear gator. Beaver bear gator.
Oh, like a turducken, but
yeah, beaver bear gator.
Beaver bear gator.
Yeah, why not? I think we just came up with the greatest thing in the world.
Yeah, we should learn how to stuff all of these Louisiana creatures into each other.
Rude cooking school.
TMCR.
Beaver bear gator. I've never had beaver.
Me neither.
No.
Or muskrat.
I've heard
you used to be able to get at Lexington Market. I don't know if you can do that anymore.
I've had raccoon.
Raccoon.
Was it raccoon? No, maybe it was muskrat. Whatever it was, oily as shit. Maybe it was beaver. A buddy of mine bought one because it had little hands.
Okay.
Whatever it was horrible, and he made a stew out of it. It was terrible because it was greasy as shit. But I've heard beaver meat's terrible to eat. It's like eating like a oil slick jumper. You know, like they get those like leather things that are just covered in oil. So if you work in like a really heavily wet area, it just comes off.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Ugh. Sounds gross. All right. I know you love a list. So I pulled this one.
They call me Mr. List.
Do they call you Mr. List?
They do. Everyone I know calls me that.
Oh my God. Is your soon to be wife going to be Mrs. List?
Mrs. List.
That's amazing. They call me Mr. List. Get the fuck out of here.
Hey, everybody, okay. Mr. List is coming.
Hey, what's up, Mr.
You got
L?
any
How
lists?
you doing?
Yes, I do. I have a list in my pocket right now.
Hey, look, everybody calls my dad Mr. List. I'm
Mr.
Jack.
List Jr. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Just call me
Just call me Jack.
Just call me Mr. L. So there's a market research company that did shit. Fuck them. I'm not naming their name. It's all dumb. But it's a list of the so it's the most popular snacks in America per state.
Okay.
So it's pretty funny because it's all kind of the same thing. So Rice Krispie Treats took number 1 in 18 states.
Is that a snack or a dessert?
These are all desserts, basically. So Doritos were a big one. And then Cheetos were big. And then Lay's potato chips and Chex Mix.
Okay.
So, yeah. So
well,
there's a
what's
bunch
ours?
The state of Maryland. What would you think out of the ones that I just said? Because it's mainly those. It's mainly
Old Bay.
I'll give it to you. It's Rice Krispie Treats, Cheetos, Doritos, or Chex Mix. I'll give you a 25% chance of getting it right.
Oh! It's a multiple choice.
Yep.
Cheetos. I don't know.
Nope,
Cheetos.
you're wrong. Die.
Oh, all right. Bye.
Yep, go kill yourself. No, it's Doritos,
Sure, I love them.
which I'm actually surprised about. A lot of people have Rice Krispie treats, which is really weird. Do people eat that? I mean, apparently there's 18 states that they came in number one.
Are all of the Midwest states number one with for Rice Krispie treats?
Okay, Washington State, Vermont, Utah, Pennsylvania, New Hampshire, Missouri, Minnesota, Massachusetts. It's a lot of Northeast. Well, Kansas, Iowa, Indiana, Idaho. Well, here we go. Colorado, Alaska. Weirdly, Alabama Doritos.
Alabama Doritos.
Yeah, you wouldn't think
That's
they
what they
want
call me.
anything that has any association with brown people. It's weird. Connecticut is Lay's, which makes sense because they're just bland as fuck. We're just Lay's potato chips. Just
Well,
plain
obviously,
old
this
potato
marketing
chips.
company isn't even going to acknowledge the existence of Utz.
There's something weird going on. Like, there's no way that it's just all these things, right?
Yeah, it's stupid. I mean, there are like regional chips and snacks that are like unique.
Well, yeah, but on the whole, you know,
yeah, I bet Lay's potato chips probably sell better than Utz, but I mean, we like our Utz more than Lay's on the whole. We embrace the Hanover, Pennsylvania company. Except when you see a bag of Utz with a fucking Yankees logo on it.
Yeah, fuck that shit. That you sold that to the wrong store, Jack. All right, so Hawaii has Chex Mix. Illinois has Cheetos. So does Louisiana with the Cheetos. A lot of places have Doritos. Montana Chex Mix. North Dakota Chex Mix. Oh, outlier. Oklahoma. Fritos. South Dakota. Fritos.
Weird.
Yeah. Wyoming. Fritos. But everybody's literally like, it's Rice Krispie treats or Doritos.
This makes no sense. I don't like this list.
I don't like this list either. I don't believe this
Why
list.
did you pick this list?
Because it was there. I know
Get
you like
a
lists.
different list, damn it.
I did it for you. Moving on.
You're just wasting my gravitas' Mr. List.
All right. In the category of I'm really glad people still take her opinion category is Ina Garden thinks you should undercook your chicken.
Okay.
And I agree with her here. So basically the story is easy. It's nice and short. It's just that Ina Garden says that you should undercook your chicken because when you cook your chicken to 165, the carryover heat takes it over and then you have really dry, gross chicken.
Mm-hmm.
But if you do it to 155 or 160, the carryover will take it to 165 if you're actually worried about that. And then you're good and it'll still be like succulent. I cook mine to 150 and then let it go. And then it takes it over. Like it's fine. That said, I'm telling you to cook your chicken to 165 because I'll get sued if one of you ding dongs fucking does it and gets sick. But I always cook mine to like between 150 and 155. That's what I always go for with my chickens. Like if I'm doing a whole chicken, if I'm doing like a chicken breast, I'm going to 160, and then you're in the clear. Like I remember when I did the jerk chicken, Crosby's eating. He's like, what's this pink? Is that okay? You know, when he gets all the way down to the bone.
Uh-huh.
Like if the bone's pink, you're okay. You're fine. Don't worry about it. Everything else was perfectly cooked. But that's how you like people still, it's 2024 and we're still cooking pork and chicken to like, you know, I still see recipes where they say to cook fucking pork to 180 or chicken to 180. It's like, what the fuck are you thinking?
And yet
It's
beef, they're like,
crazy.
135 will do.
Yeah, they're like, oh, just wave it by a stick. It's fine. I mean, they're worried about salmonella. They're worried about trichinosis. Trichinosis isn't even a thing anymore, but it's mainly salmonella with chicken. Chicken's the big one, right? Like, just because of the way chickens are raised, it's hinky.
It's hinky.
Yeah, super weird. But yeah, there you go. That's it. Food news for this week, everybody.
That was fast.
How do you feel, except for about in and out, baby. That's what I'm all about.
This is a land speed record, John.
Yeah, hey, gotta pee. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta pee.
No, I just had the list and stuff. I thought we would talk more about the list, but then the more we went through it, I was like, this list is garbage.
Well, did you?
Oh, actually, no. I have two backups here that we'll go through real quick.
All right.
Campbell's has released. I'll show you a picture of this. I forgot I did have backups here.
It's a tube to hold your soup safe in.
It is a tube to bong cheese. No, they're releasing a grilled cheese and tomato soup.
Okay.
So apparently it's tomato soup with like 4 or 5 different kinds of cheese blended into it.
Okay.
Yeah. Sounds interesting, right?
I guess.
No, it doesn't at all. So,
because they're just going to take their like cheese soup, which they already have, and use the cheese concentrate to throw it into the tomato soup and be like, there you go. Grilled cheese, tomato.
Yeah. And they're like, it's got all these cheeses in it. I'm like, it doesn't have all these cheeses. So they're saying like, it's got tomato soup, cream, cheddar cheese, Monterey Jack, and a quote, surfaced ripened semi-soft cheese, unquote, like Munster.
Ugh.
So yeah, weird. That it's interesting. The whole thing about grilled cheese with tomato soup is dipping toasty bread
into the tomato soup.
What's that?
I said dipping it in the tomato soup. But what if you took the grilled cheese tomato soup and dipped a grilled cheese into it? The whole thing would explode.
Yeah, mind blown. What if we just blended it all? But there's nothing to account for the bread.
Yeah,
like the toastiness, the Maillard reaction,
get toasted bread flavor
buttery
into
bread,
a can of soup.
I mean, that would be the hard part, right? Like,
of course,
you could do that. You could toast bread and then soak it in water and make a watery
cheese
brown
soup.
Water. Brown, delicious.
Yeah, they just take a bunch of toast and like soak it in water and then use cheesecloth to like strain out the water from the toast. So
people have done that.
Water.
People do that with like when they make ice cream, they do like toast ice cream or or they just you make a bunch of toast and then you just soak it in milk. Then you kind of mash it up a little bit, and then you strain all that stuff out, and then you make ice cream with the toast
juice. That sounds like something David Olima would do.
Yeah. All right, and then last, Oscar Meyer is introducing meat-free hot dogs, and they promise that it will taste exactly like the real thing.
I kind of believe this.
On Wednesday, I don't know, man. I've had so many veggie hot dogs that there's always that flavor that doesn't taste like real hot dogs.
I do believe that one day.
And I love veggie dogs.
Sure, but I do believe in the next 5 to 10 years we will have a hot dog that tastes and feels to your mouth like exactly like a hot dog.
Apparently we're here. On Wednesday, the famed hot dog brand announced its newest partnership with the Nut Company to bring the world its version of not hot dogs and not sausages, which it promises
just
are just
call it
as
a
tasty.
not dog. Come on.
I know. Come on. Don't do it. Like just not sausage, not hot dog. I think not dog is a brand, so you can't do that. Maybe. I don't know. Quote, at the Heinz Kraft Company, not Kraft Heinz, not Heinz. It's too many words. Don't say the Kraft Heinz not company. Just, is that what they're called now?
Kraft Heinz not.
Yeah.
It's probably their not division.
But it's called, they're saying, at the Kraft Heinz Not Company. That's a word.
So Kraft and Heinz merged, and then they merged with not.
Yeah, at the Kraft Heinz Not Company, our goal is to create mouth-watering plant-based foods that are delicious and accessible for everyone. From the devoted vegan to the plant-based curious. Lucho Lopez May, the CEO of Kraft Heinz Not Company, shared in a statement. So that's what they're called now? The Kraft Heinz Not Company?
I think that is probably one of their like
under the Oscar Meyer brand?
No, I think probably Kraft is like the supersedent brand. Heinz is below that, but then, you got to name all the things. I don't know how it works.
Yeah, it's weird.
I don't know their brand structures.
So weird. Shared in a statement provided to foodandwine.com, quote, "We know that people are hungry for plant-based meat options from brands they know and trust. In launching the joint venture's first product in the plant-based meat category, we saw an opportunity to satisfy these consumer cravings, leveraging Not Company's revolutionary AI technology.
Oh no!
And the power, equity, and legacy of the Oscar Mayer brand. I am not eating this at all because you just dropped the AI bomb.
AI and equity in one hot dog.
No fucking way. According to this company, every bite of the dogs and sausages offers a, quote, smoky, savory taste and looks just like the real thing in both color and texture. Well,
that's all I needed to know.
Look like it.
I don't need to know about the AI and the equity in this fake hot dog.
And even comes with grill marks to ensure authenticity.
No, I don't want that. I don't need that.
Oh man, I was all excited and then boom. Stink.
I wonder if it has the little white balls in it. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
When you used to bite into a hot dog and you get one of those little white balls because it's like a little granule.
Oh,
it's
fat. Got like you get like a chunk of cartilage, whatever.
Yeah.
So this isn't the only piece of Kraft Heinz Not Company plant-based portfolio. It currently includes the Not mac and cheese, Not cheese slices, and Not mayo.
Okay, great.
So, yeah, fuck this shit. God damn it. I was all excited for like a vegetarian wiener, and then they got to go and do why would you talk about AI technology with food? That has nothing to do with it.
Maybe they used AI to like develop the spice blend.
I'm going to go back to this sentence.
Okay.
In launching the joint venture's first product in the plant-based meat category, we saw an opportunity to satisfy these consumer cravings, leveraging NotCo's revolutionary AI technology and the power, equity, and legacy of the Oscar Mayer brand. That makes no fucking sense in the history of food ever.
They're leveraging revolutionary AI technology and the power and equity of Oscar Meyer.
But what are you leveraging against?
The name brand.
But that's the thing. Like, that makes no sense. What are you you're leveraging your shit against what?
Maybe they're going to have an AI-powered self-driving Wienermobile.
Okay. Leveraging NotCo's revolutionary AI technology and the power, equity, and legacy of the Oscar Mayer brand.
Could have just said legacy.
What does equity have to do with anything?
I don't know.
Oh, because they use chicken, beef, and pork? Like, what the fuck? That makes no sense. And the power?
Because hot dogs are for everyone.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's in all cultures. Okay, legacy, I understand. Power, it's a weird flex. Are they X-Men? Like, what the fuck?
Behold my power of Oscar Meyer.
If you bite into it the wrong way, it's like snicked, and then all of a sudden you got like a blade in your mouth. Like,
what if Wolverine had hot dogs
fingers
instead of claws?
What if? Hey man, can you imagine a world where like Wolverine's fingers, man, were like sausages, and fucking like, dude, like blades come out of sausage fingers? No, man. Imagine if sausages came out of his fingers instead of blades. Like, Jesus Christ.
Well, first of all, that was in a movie. Not
Was it really?
Wolverine. No, yeah, it was in Everything Everywhere All at Once. There's a dimension where people's hands are hot dog fingers.
Oh yeah, I remember that part. Yeah. But
Mhm.
not Wolverine fingers.
No, I love the idea of X-Men, but all hot dogs. Like
I love a
Storm, like puts her hands in the air, and instead of lightning bolts, a bunch of hot dogs like hit you in the
yeah.
face,
Gambit's throwing
he's
energized
throwing
hot dogs at people.
and they
Fucking
explode.
perfect. Yeah.
Cyclops is shooting hot dogs out of his eye.
Yeah, instead of metal, Colossus is built out of just hot dogs, like the Michelin Man.
Yeah,
It's perfect. When Nightcrawler bamfs,
it's just
instead
a
of
bunch of
like
hot
weird
dogs.
smoke, it's just a pile of hot dogs
Yeah.
falls out of the sky.
And then all the kids come running and they're like, "Yay, Nightcrawler!"
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, that's fun. I've come from Germany,
Mein
little
Lieben."
children. I make the hot dogs in my bomb." Yeah, it's great. Fuck this company. I'm not eating this bullshit.
Oh,
What the fuck does AI have anything to do with this?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, you know what? I'm like, no, we're here. We were almost out early, and now we're gonna be here late.
No,
We're gonna fucking get to the bottom of this. Why is a food company's first thing their AI technology? That has nothing to do with
making
food.
a plant-based hot dog.
Yeah, like, oh god.
I mean, it's complete bullshit. But
No, of course.
the only thing I could think of that they are doing is using AI to like get the right mixture of whatever ingredients to get the consistency. I don't know.
No, at the very most, they're doing it. They're just making putting it in generative AI to make fake pictures of food. Like,
Mhm.
oh god,
Which
what
is
a
very fun, by the
garbage-
way. We were doing that last night on our podcast.
Yeah.
We tried to make a picture, a carpet made out of Cheez-Its. It didn't work out very well. If you would like to see a thumbnail of that, it's on our website, ctb.show.
Great. Do you know how many times a week I have to tell people, hey, that's not real, right? It's AI. And then they argue with me. They're like, no, this is a real house made out of wood that's in the middle of a fucking beautiful forest, and the wood all kind of blends into each other and doesn't really have
last
scenes.
week we talked about a fully AI model on Instagram. It's just a bunch of like AI generated photos of this lady, this blonde lady. And they post photos. They say virtual influencer on the bio. Like they make no bones about it. It's fake. And people are leaving comments like, "You're so beautiful."
Oh yeah, because they're fucking ding dongs. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, how many times I see like fake pictures of like baby animals that are clearly not real, and they're like, "Nature's amazing." And you're like, "You
God is
fucking
glorious."
dumb old fuck." And it's not even old people. Old people get a pass because they got bad eyes. You know what I mean?
And bad brains.
Their brains have been rotten from fucking Fox News. But like younger people were just like, "Oh, I would love to live here," and it's like, you gotta know that's not real. Like,
if it existed.
It doesn't look like a real place. You can always tell by the lighting. Like, the lighting is so bizarre. It's like, yeah, there's light coming from the top, but also from all sides at once and also underneath. Like, oh,
why does the door have a mouth on it?
Yeah, why does that blender meld into the wood at the bottom? It's just, it's shadows. Yeah, fuck. God damn it. All right, well, fine. The fucking hot dog thing ruined my night.
Well, I have something from our podcast that is food related that we maybe could talk about, but I don't know how long it'll take.
Go for it.
So the Baltimore Banner ran an article. Your favorite food writer is back from maternity leave.
Oh, good for her. We're friends on Facebook. I saw it. It's nice.
Sure. And she wrote an article about hospital cafeteria food.
Oh, okay.
It was very.
We've
heavy.
all had to write those articles. I get it. Hey man, you need content.
It was very heavy on sushi content, but apparently the coffee and pie at UMMC is very good and inexpensive.
That's cool. I mean, dude, as a person who spent a lot of time in hospitals and, like end of life places and shit like that, like anything that's not out of a vending machine, you're just like,
Yeah.
dude, I'll take it.
I mean, apparently one of the only remaining Mama Elardo locations is in University of Maryland Medical Center.
I'm going there tomorrow. I used to love Mama Larda's. They had the best, the only way, I guess you would call it medium dish pizza.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It was so fucking good.
Nice and buttery.
Yeah, man. They had one at what's the place that's closed up that was across from Harbor Place?
The Gallery?
The Gallery. They had one at the Gallery that after church on Sundays, we would walk down, the 4 miles or whatever it was from my old neighborhood to the Gallery and go up. It was on the very top floor before you got to the hotel.
That's where the food court was.
In the back corner. And there was Mama Lardo's. I would get that pizza and feel like a fancy lad. It made me feel good about myself.
Yeah. And apparently the Hopkins Hospital cafeteria is like from outer space now. It's like all QR codes and scan your phone here to get this sushi out of this thing.
Oh yeah. Their shit's nuts. It's like what is it? Oriole Park at Camden Yards, where you just kind of put the food on a thing and it takes a picture of it, and it's like, here you go.
One of the things noted in the article was that there are no staff people. You don't talk to anyone when you're paying for your food.
No, and that's why you stuff half of it in your pocket.
Yeah,
just like, well,
pockets
fuck
full of nigiri.
Yeah. It's like how I conveniently forget to check out like 3 or 4 items when I'm checking myself out these days. Just like,
sure.
That's the tax on Safeway. Like, oh,
or Bezos.
Yeah. Like, oh, well, you know what? I forgot to, scan this garlic and it's just small enough to not show up in my bag when I'm like,
Sir, what are you hiding in your cheeks? Not garlic cloves.
What are you talking about? I got nothing on my cheeks. It's perfectly fine. No, it's, to be fair, I've done it by accident a bunch of times.
Okay.
And then on purpose.
Well, I dare you to steal an entire frozen pizza. Put it up your shirt.
I'm not doing that. What do you mean I got a whole ham right here? What are you talking about?
Bobby, why is Daddy in jail?
Because he didn't want to spend $3. Fucking cheap bastard. So thank you everybody for listening to the Rude Cooking School podcast. We're here every week. Next week, I'll be back talking to somebody fun. Hopefully, somebody interesting. Probably not. Who knows? I don't know. No, I'm kidding. It'll be somebody awesome. And if not, I'll come at you with a new topic that we'll talk about by myself. Evan has a great podcast that he was talking about earlier. Mm-hmm. Tell him all about it, Evan.
It's called The City That Breeds, and you can find it on any podcast platform, or just go to ctb.show, and there will be buttons that you can press to subscribe to it. This week we talked about, as I said, Factor, hospital cafeteria food. We also talked about Aquaman 2 and the new Final Fantasy VII release.
Oh, that's interesting. No Dune 2 talk?
No, Brian doesn't like Dune.
What?
Yeah.
No talk. It's interesting. So yeah, thank you so much for listening to the Rude Cooking School podcast. Tell your friends, tell your family. Word of mouth is how we get out there. We really appreciate when you do it. We've seen a bump a little bit in recent weeks, and that's because of you for sharing it and telling people. And join the Facebook group if you haven't. It's a fun place to hang out and bullshit and ask questions if you have them. Share stupid food pictures or your own food pictures that you're proud of. It's actually a really nice place and a fun place to hang out. So I will see you next week. And for the Rude Cooking School podcast, I'm John Hauser III. Don't yuck my yum.
And definitely do use AI to make hot dogs.
If you use AI to make hot dogs, it'll look like the waste treatment plant behind Evan full
of spiders.
Yes. Sweet dreams, everybody. Good night.
Goodbye.